Ileawiye Okebale Oshogbo sensitizes you through a program, Security and You, on Mondays between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the evening. Members of the public are allowed to contribute meaningfully to save you and me from the headache. Make a date with the anchor Abdul Jalil at DBC on this channel with security experts. Security and You. Hey, a must watch. Join us.
Back onto another scintillating edition of Security and You with DBC Abdul Jalil Adirotimi. As we usually have, this is a platform where you have the opportunity of hearing what is going on around you, relating to what is paramount. That is, what is paramount is your life. Your life is what is paramount. Property, what is what are paramount. Therefore, it is very, very essential for us to take care of all these things. Then we are going to let each other know what happens over the week. Let us firstly have this one. We are expecting two giants against. The first person is the state chairman of Nigeria journalist, Mr. Oladosu, and the state chairperson of NAWOJ, that is our own deputy director of news of radio. Therefore, before they come back, let us review these things that we have over the week. Pastor fakes own kidnap, collects 600,000 ransom from church members. Likewise, my pastor defied my daughter on multiple occasions for 3 years. Mother speaks out. Likewise, a fake commissioner of police arrested by detective. And the unmarried female corporal sacked for getting pregnant, awarded 5 million naira damages against Nigeria police. Likewise, we have fire raises popular mosque in Ilorin. Then this one is breaking. Peter Obi's former campaign director general Doyin Okupe arrested by DSS. Likewise, police command local vigilante disagree on arrest of kidnappers, release of victim. Likewise, governor threatens to banish 2 traditional rulers over incessant clashes that is in their towns. Why my stop and search policy of Nigerian police force will continue. That is accredited to the IG of Nigeria. We have also 3 vigilante operatives allegedly killed by government, 1 beheaded, secretariat raised. Likewise, medical doctors barricade government house, protest 24-month salary arrears. Then this one is about election. President Buhari warns foreign government. He says, don't interfere in our elections. Then President Muhammadu Buhari also reacts as government reportedly killed security operatives. Then guard dismissed for allegedly raping lady who came to palace to see Emir. Okay? Yes, your allegations against me unfounded. Monarch replies Yaya Bello's query. That is from Kogi State. Then bandit Kingpin asked me to deliver messages to appropriate quarters. That is credited to Colonel, released by bandits. Open up. Likewise, another one is very, very important here. Let's look at INEC extend deadline for PVC collection. That is to assure people that by the grace of God, the election we hold next month, no qualms, as the PPRO of Osun State, Mrs. Yemisi Opalola, assured us that is on Saturday that all hands are on deck, that Osun State and Nigeria in general, that is speaking on behalf of the police force, that the police, they are ready to maintain the security architecture of the country and that of the state of Osun, that there will be no problem. People should be are waxing stronger in preparation for the election. Likewise, we have something like this. Police operative discover lifeless body in hotel room. Friends on the run. Okay. And likewise, police arrest fake, okay, we have said that one, fake CP for fraudulent acts. Okay, why I staged my kingpin, why I staged my kidnap, collected ransom from my church members, the pastor has now spoken. Likewise, these are the few information about security that we have for you today. And let us look at them one after the other. Let us start from what the whole Nigeria is eyeing against next month. But except God, that Nigeria is going to have Nigeria is going to pull presidential, the Senate, the House of Rep. They are on that. That is next month. Then what is expected of us is that we should entertain no fear, because the police, starting from the from the federal government, then the police, that is IG, and all commissioners in each state, they have assured each and every one of us that there will be no problem, even to the extent that in this state of Osun, the commissioner warns the parents in particular, that they in turn should warn their young ones, particularly the youth who are always being used as a tool of fomenting trouble, that there will be zero tolerance for any troubleshooters in the society. And it is very, very important for the youth to be very, very careful. What they usually tell us is that when you are given a particular amount of money, I can tell you that it is stipend that is given to you by any unscrupulous, call it unscrupulous politician. If you are given, then use your sense to reject the money, because if you don't reject the money, you are going to regret. That is the assurance the police are saying, that this time around it's not going to be a do or die. It's going to be peaceful, and anybody who wants it to be turbulent is going to be at the place where the design for the place, that is in the prison. That is where people are going to be. Therefore, if somebody gives you any amount, don't collect it, let alone try to execute the project. Yes, some people they don't have any business. They don't have any business in the polling unit. Then they will go to the place because they have given them something token. And this time around, either you are underage or you want to work as a thug, to either to carry something. Even the INEC has said that the act of burning their offices and some other things like that, or destroying the INEC property, cannot hold any water, because everything now is on it. When you vote, your vote has gone to the place. Therefore, if you are doing anything here, then it is not. And it is here whereby some unscrupulous, we always hammer it. Politicians, we try to keep some people by force, to restrict the movement of some people who are eligible to vote, will not come up. Look at what happened in Osun State. That brought the incumbent governor into power very, very clean. Nobody was able to relay anybody. Nobody was able to count anybody. Everybody was able to go to the vote, and everybody voted. And you can see the result that is why we are having a popular governor in the state of. In this very state you cannot you can go out anywhere, anytime you like, because there is no acrimony. To be sincere, the election was very, very fair. It represented the interest of the populace. That is why people support the government. This is the government of people. Let us maintain the same way, the same pace. We are not conversing for any party. The same pace, that is the same mood coming month, just coming month. If you know that you cannot vote, or you don't have the card, don't bother yourself. Don't bother yourself to try to do that. Don't bother yourself to do that. Then we are going to have a short break. After that one, we are likely to have one of our guests. Let us keep watching.
Security in Bloglio is the main concern of everybody in Nigeria. Alert on security is sacrosanct. OSBC Television Channel 32 UHF Ileawiye Okebale Oshogbo would meaningfully to save you and me from the headache. Make a date with the anchor Abdul Jalil at DBC on this channel with security experts. Security and you. Hey, a must watch. Join us.
You are welcome back onto the studio of Security and You with Adebisi Abdul-Jalil. Our boss has come, that is our professional boss has come, the first journalist in Osun State, Mr. Wasiu Ajadosu. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
This is the first journalist in the state. We thank God that we are having you. Then the purpose is we want to discuss the challenges that we are likely to face next month, and what are the preparation of the NUG for its member who has only pen, and we go and face and we go and interact with people with guns.
Yes, thank you very much for the privilege and opportunity to be here. If you agree with me that the media itself is what actually brought about the democracy we are enjoying in this country. We had the lives of leading journalists that fought for this democratic system, and the lives of Niromala Olu, Bagada Kato was killed in Kaduna when he was working with News Magazine, the lives of and most of others that have worked assiduously to ensure that we have this democracy. You agree with me that media has an important role to play, and we are not being wavering in performing our responsibility. So as we look forward for 2023 general election, we have engaged in a series of training and retraining of our members, especially in the one that has to do with the safety of journalists. The CDD, the AUJ themselves, the ANEC themselves have actually organized workshop, and the emphasis is about best way to curb fake news during the election and the best way to guarantee safety of journalists that will be on the field to perform their civic responsibility. Section 22 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, gives media the opportunity to serve as a watchdog of the society, and he specified that the medium of communication like radio, television, newspapers, magazine, any form of platform through which you can communicate, the media, the journalists are all people responsible, especially those in government who are responsible to the citizenry. And one of the ways to hold them responsible to ensure that during the process of electioneering, we educate the public on the best way to pick the right candidate to occupy an office. And the process of doing it, the safety of journalists is in 3 stages: the pre-election, the election proper, and post-election. So it is in 3 phases, and we have prepared our members that, okay, what germane is that you should ensure your safety whenever you are reporting. When you are on a live reportage, you don't even care of what is happening at the back. So that's the essence of the training, that you should be conscious of the environment where you want to carry out report. If you see that an environment is very tense, a polling unit that you see that is very tense, it behoves on you to ensure that as you are filing reports to your station, you also ensure your safety. So that is exactly what we are doing, and I still believe that series of training that we have to do with safety of journalists in the electoral process will still come as the time goes on. So we are prepared, and this is not the first time. We have been consolidating our democracy. If you agree with me, the sustainability of the democracy itself lies on the vibrancy of media in Nigeria. They fought for this democracy, and we are sustaining it. So the message is that all other critical stakeholders in the electoral process should see us as partner, should see us that we are working towards a certain goal. We are never an enemy of any political party. Our dream is to have a democracy, a viable democracy that will give us good governance, that every one of us will be proud that we are Nigerian. So that's exactly what we are working towards, and no level of intimidation can stop us from doing this, and that's why we prepare ourselves to ensure that there is a safety. And I want to say this: the political parties, the gladiators, should always tell their supporters that there is no need for you to destroy the equipment of journalists who is on duty to perform his responsibility. Journalists is never your enemy. Your responsibility is to canvass for the electorate, to seek their vote, and ensure you emerge victorious. It's never a media person that will make you victorious. Our is just to ensure that we give out the detailed information on what is happening at before the election, at the election proper, and post-election. We are not the one that will determine the winner. So it is when they see us that we are not the one determining the winners, they will stop from fighting us. So, but our safety is very key, and we have been working through training and retraining to ensure that our members are conscious of the environment where they operate and are equally ensure that they are not joke with their safety. So safety first, the media responsibility second.
When you look at it in the older days that you have mentioned, that we have some victims, that is, who are journalists on the job that possibly they made their untimely death or something like that, when you consider the objectivity which happens to be the soul of our ethics was very, very jamming then. But nowadays you consider some journalists now, they have dabbled. We have ministers among them. There's nothing bad with it, but the role they are playing, you consider they are a little bit deviated. And some people, you know, when you mention a paper, you say, this is the party they belong to. When you mention the television, you say, this is what, okay, we belong to the government. That's OSBC. But private establishments, they have some areas. That is why you see that when you see possibly at a conference or something like that, there will be screening for journalists. This is the type of, and at the same time, some of you, I want to propose this one to you, that your predecessor, nobody knows that he was a politician. Are you not a politician too?
No, I'm not a politician. You know, we are all political animals. I must tell you this. And there's no way in all professions, it's not limited to journalism practice alone. You have sympathy for a particular political party. But it behoves on you as a journalist that you should not allow your personal interest to intervene in collective interest. We have those we call political journalists. These are the people giving us image. These are the people giving us name. Even in all these platforms that you say that they are tilted towards a particular political party, is as a result of the political journalists among them. And this has been the advocates of LUJ and our campaign, that if you want to go to politics, go to politics.
And leave the job.
Yes, you leave the job. You are free as a Nigerian to be a politician. It's a freedom of association. You can associate freely.
That means you are addressing your predecessor.
No, I'm not even talking about my predecessor. I'm talking generally about the professionals, the journalists, that if you want to become a politician, join politics.
Leave journalism.
So that you will not continue to be giving the profession a bad image. Because when they see you in the political circle in the morning, and you claim to be a journalist in the evening, so there will be a general consensus that these journalists, they are politicians. We are not politicians. By our training, we are not a politician. Our training is to hold those in government accountable. And whoever want to hold somebody accountable, you cannot be part of them. What kind of accountability are you demanding for?
From
when you are already
under
a political party. So that means you are performing the role of opposition. It's not the role of people demanding for accountability. So that's been our claim and demand that, okay, we are all political animals. If you so wish, like my predecessor rightly said, immediately he left the office. He's a full-fledged politician.
And that way he has been doing it before he was given the portfolio.
No, it's an opportunity. You can be given opportunity to serve anytime.
But
let me tell you how opportunity comes. At times, the traditional ruler of your down may be given a slot. And the traditional will think that somebody that is sociable, somebody that is vibrant, somebody that can actually bring about competency, that can represent the community, he will nominate you. You are never a politician. You are a professional working with OSBC. Will you now reject such an offer?
No.
If it is a two demand, a two option. Either you reject the offer or you go for the offer. But that does not mean that you are already a politician. An opportunity came through an institution, through a group, through a community.
Not by lobbying.
Not by lobbying. Some of our people have been getting appointment through that means.
If I told people, some people allege him that he lobbied for it.
That would just be a mere allegation. That's a mere allegation. There may be a brother somewhere that believe in his competency. I know how he got it. The brother somewhere believe in his competency, and he actually nominate his name that Mr. Governor, this person can perform excellently in this office. So there's various ways. It's not there are some people that have not even been in the state, and they will come to the state to get an appointment. They have never lobbied anybody. They don't even know those who are the leaders within that political party. If you ask them where is the secretariat of that political party, they will say which party. And they will serve in such a government. So journalists are not exempted. What we are doing is that you should not use your professional advantage for a political party and take your platform to be a kind of opposition. Look at some national television. They are playing the roles of an opposition even more than the role of a journalism. The role of a journalist. There's a difference. If you want to join politics, go to politics. You cannot. If you are using your platform for a political consideration, it will last for a time. That means when that political party you are sympathized with end its tenure, your own organization
You fold up.
So that's what we used to say. And why is this happen? Some of the interests of those who are the owner of these media houses is about politics.
Yes.
They have their own political parties. They sympathize with them. Some are even card-carrying member of a political party. Will you not blame the journalists working in that organization?
So that is why some people say that that is why we cannot say that your probation is not a probation. It's just a mere job.
Yes, this is, you know, there is the argument now that is a craft.
Do you subscribe to that? Anybody can be a journalist any day.
No. There's a certain rudiment you must learn. You know, that's why there's a prerequisite point of qualification that you must acquire before you can be called a journalist. There's the Institute of Journalism, where you have diploma. There's mass communication, if you have ND or diploma in mass communication.
We have many people who are not probation, who didn't study all this one, and but possibly their father or their uncle has a television or radio, they're recruiting them into it. You know that we have a lot of people like that.
That's answer the question you have been asking me since.
I mean, you believe that's a craft?
No, I'm not saying it's a craft. Journalism is a profession. A profession in the sense that there's a need for us to professionalize it. When we professionalize it, there are some of these people you are talking about, they cannot be professional.
I want you to talk to.
So, but let me say this. You said some people just come in and get a job through a friend, through a brother, through and all this. That does not make them to become a journalist. They are just a media worker. There's a difference between media worker and journalist. Even in your organization.
Okay.
It's not everybody working here is a journalist.
We don't have much.
Yeah, media. Wait. I want to clarify that.
Okay.
We have been having problem on this.
Okay.
Some believes that whoever is working in OSBC is a journalist. No, it's not. There are different departments, different units, different sections. They are just a media worker. They may be working or a staff of this organization.
You can say NUJ on their cars.
Yeah, exactly. So they could put press. That's why some people are not using press.
Okay,
they are not journalists.
I wanted to address those who are working for a particular position, because we are in the realm and we are in the period of politics now in the mainstream. Then those who are working, who are journalists, who are working for them, how do you think that can they be just? Then to what limit can they support their principle?
Oh, that's exactly what I've been saying since. That they should leave this job for those who want to practice it. They are political journalists. They should join politics fully. Because there is no way there will be objectivity, there will be fairness, there will be truthful, there will be just in their reportage. Because you cannot serve two servants at a time. It's either you are a political circle or you are a journalist. They are no longer journalists. They should move to the political circle and stop giving this profession bad image.
Mr. Chairman, I want to, on the final note, I want to give journalists in particular advice as against the next month election.
Yes. I think my general charge for journalists is to ensure that we discharge our responsibility in accordance with the ethics of our profession. We should far away from anything that can tarnish the image of this union. And principally and fundamentally, we should be conscious of our environment to ensure that we maintain our safety during the reportage, during the pre-election, election itself, and post-election, so that the safety, which is the core value of a well-being of human being, it will be guaranteed. Safety first. Every other thing should come secondary. Safety primary, the reportage, whatever secondary. You should not be agitated to get some story break, news and be running enter to get that done. Because by the time you are running enter you will not be conscious of the environment where you are carrying out your assignment. Consciousness of the environment is key in reportage of election.
Thank you very much. May God bless you. That was a word from the first journalist in Osun State, Mr. Wasiu Ajadusu. Thank you very much for being part of security and you. And that was words. He has talked to the politician, he talked to the government, he talked to the journalists and everybody. And I hope you get at something or the other one from the speech of the Mr. Chairman. By the grace of God, we are going to meet again next week. I'm OSBC Abdul Adirotimi saying bye for now.
O'clock in the evening. Members of the public are allowed to contribute meaningfully to save you and me from the headache. Make a date with the anchor Abdul Jalil at DBC on this channel with security experts. Security and you. Hey, you must watch. Join us.
Good evening and welcome to the evening news. I am Kayode Adebayo. The Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources says Nigeria is making progress in oil earnings following improvements in security in the Niger Delta region as the country raked in an additional 363 billion naira from crude oil sale in the months of October, November, and December 2022. The ministry indicated that the country's oil production rose by 1.014 million barrels per day last October, representing an increase of 0.077 million barrels per day when compared to the 0.937077 million barrels per day output in September. It explained that oil production kept increasing as Nigeria produced 1.253 million barrels per day last month, indicating an increase of 0.05 million barrels per day when compared to its output in November. The summation of the monthly revenue rise during the period showed that Nigeria earned an additional 363 billion naira from oil sales within the 3 months duration following the improvement in security in the Niger Delta region. It will be recalled that President Muhammadu Buhari recently ordered security agencies to eradicate crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism in the Niger Delta before May 29, 2023. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has urged Senate President Ahmad Lawan and Speaker of House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila to promptly cut their outrageous National Assembly budget of 228.1 billion naira, including the 30.17 billion naira severance payments and inauguration costs for members. The group advised the duo to act within 7 days of receipt and publication of the document or face legal action. According to the SERAP's Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the National Assembly had increased its 2023 budget from 169 billion naira proposed by President Muhammadu Buhari to 228.1 billion naira. Oluwadare added that the approved budget shows an increase of about 59.1 billion naira, noting that the country's budget of 21.83